Hey, I am back and here to discuss today on the Black Mama Trauma channel. Today we're going to discuss the golden child. And the golden child is not to be confused with the favorite child. The golden child is generally the one that is doted on and groomed by the parent so that they can become the mini version of them. Now, that's not to say that, for instance, if we're talking about a narcissistic dad, um, that he would automatically make his son, his golden child. That's not always the case. They will see similar traits in that child, and they admire those traits. Generally, they are the same sex, but that's not always the case. Like sometimes you may have a mother that has all boys. So she'll pick one of those sons to carry on, like what I generally say, who she passes the baton to, or who he passes the baton to. So with that, the golden child is picked. Like I said, the golden child is groomed. And it starts off like pretty much like a comparison game. And I definitely can recall in my household, the golden child was always acknowledged and held up high. Like, oh, you're so much. You act better than the other children. You're smarter, and after a while, that golden child just takes it all in. And a lot of times what happens is that the golden child will start relying or regarding him or herself as being better than the other children, because that's what he or she has been pretty much groomed and programmed to believe. And a lot of times, now that I think about it, a lot of times the other siblings follow in the direction of that parent, and they seem to think that the golden child is better or smarter or something like that, because the golden child has been recognized as being special. So a lot of times the golden child will look down on the other siblings, and because the attention that is received. And so a lot of times this goes over into other areas, especially like in school. So if the golden child is recognized at home, the golden child wants to be recognized also at school as being, perfect and, well behaved and, wants to be admired. And so over time, the golden child pretty much becomes acclimated to always being recognized. And if not, then there must be a problem, because, mom or dad thinks I'm special, and auntie and grandma and everybody else. So, why do they not see me as, the same? So they will do things to make sure that they are recognized, and a lot of times they will go and tell on the other siblings that they're doing, whatever. They'll report back. Just like before. Like I said, Joseph was programmed to come back and report to his dad what the other siblings were doing. So a lot of times, even when that golden child may be participating in wrongdoing, but will quickly, like the term goes, throw a rock and hide his or her hand. And that's what, just really being sneaky. That's usually the demeanor that they have. And so after a while, golden child really is not being authentic. It's not. Only way that they know how to operate is something that will, garner them some type of recognition or admiration. And over time, they become addicted to wanting to be liked, to wanting to be accepted. And so the first thing before they do anything, they're going to think about like, oh my God, what if I get caught? What will people think? Because that's what they have come to accept as being the norm. They want to be liked by everybody. And so I definitely can attest to the fact that I've seen the golden child in full action. Golden child is very manipulative, very deceptive, very cunning, and will cause division because you know what? That's what they know, that's what they've seen the parent do. So again, remember that baton is being passed to them. So they start acting just like that parent. They're sneaky and they cause division. So a lot of times, some of the phrases that they'll use, especially like with communicating with other siblings, like there may be 3 or 4 siblings, and that golden child wants to be the favorite at all times. So problems will start because that golden child will go to one sibling and will say, hey, don't tell so-and-so I told you, but, and more than likely it's a lie because that's what they do. But they sworn that person to secrecy. So that sibling has been sworn to secrecy, right? And so from there, the golden child will go over to the other sibling, mind you, that just caused the issue with the other one, and will go and tell that sibling, hey, don't tell so-and-so I told you, but, and it just keeps going. So you got 2 siblings that are at odds with each other because, mind you, they've been sworn to secrecy, but they're harboring resentment towards the other sibling. But nobody in the meantime will question that golden child. Golden child just keeps going on. But the golden child makes sure that communication is with both siblings, even though the other 2 siblings may not be speaking and they're at odds with each other. This is a generational curse. It is. It's a generational curse. I watched it. I watched it with my maternal grandmother, who passed the baton to my mother. And it just keeps going on. And yes, there definitely is a golden child. There's a golden child in my family. And that golden child continues to operate in that same manner. And over time, just from mere observation, that golden child is not happy. They want to paint the picture like they're happy, but they're not, because they're not being themselves. And they watch other siblings that are free and don't really care, and they do what they want. And that golden child sits back in the spotlight. I'm pretty much on the sidelines. Definitely not in the spotlight. And they seethe and they just get so angry and full of envy and bitterness and resentment. And one of those main issues, I bet, like for instance, the golden child definitely picks on or tries to say something about the black sheep of the family or the scapegoat, because they want to make sure that they can break that person down. But not only that, if they're able to make that scapegoat or that black sheep look, as if he or she is the problem, then they can get all the accolades and the admiration, and everybody just loves the golden child. But the golden child is not happy. And with that being said, not only is it not happy, but just as any narcissist, they have a totally different dark side. There's another side to them. I've watched the Golden Child. Some of the things that they will do is that they will often befriend the other siblings' friends. And it may seem just, just something simple, nothing out of the way. But over time, that friend is no longer friends with the original sibling. But the Golden Child is still on good terms with that sibling. Because the Golden Child wants to make sure they are so hungry for attention and acceptance that they really can't operate under any other terms. Well, why is she receiving all of the compliments, or why does he have this? And over time, that envy and those bitter ways and resentment, they come out. Everything comes to the surface eventually. It may take a while, but it always comes. So, what I do want you to know and keep in mind, if you are the target, and seem to be picked on by the Golden Child, I want you to keep in mind that the Golden Child recognizes that you are indeed special. And you know what? It's up to you to make that Golden Child choke while holding the breath, hoping that you will fail. And if nothing else, you keep in mind that shit ain't gonna ever happen. May they rest in pieces. Let that be your goal. Because at the end of the day, that person don't like you, so why the fuck do you like them? Don't waste time with them. Cut them the fuck off. What is that person adding to your life? And so many times in families, we'll try to normalize. Even if you call out something that person has done. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, he or she is just jealous. That shit should not ever be normalized. Because you know what? It's a sickness. And if you don't think an envious person is dangerous, honey, you better be careful. Because you got to keep in mind that envious person has basically told God, how dare he or she have those talents? I should be the one. What about me? So if this person is that way towards God, because in essence, that's what they've said, why would you think that it's okay for you to keep them around? An envious person will kill you. Prisons are full of them. Murderers. Attempted murderers. They just weren't able to do it. And some of them were. These people are dangerous. And they should not be in your vicinity. Stop being accessible to them. For what? These people will siphon your energy and they will do whatever. They'll try to steal your destiny, whatever. But it's up to you what you're going to allow. Like I said, an envious person, a jealous person is a dangerous person. And definitely no one that you should have around. Keep in mind, you're special. You're powerful. They know it. So it's time for you to realize it and walk in it, act in it, and stay focused on you. All right? Until next time.